Welcome back to Thrive by the Rising Muse. I'm Natty.
I'm Vita.
And we are here to thrive.
Today's episode is one that almost every person hits at some point in their life's journey. Letting go of old versions of yourself.
Yeah, you cannot grow and stay the same. But so many of us try to step into a new season while still dragging around an identity that expired 5 seasons ago.
And let me tell you, those old versions of us, they can be heavy.
Oh, yeah.
They hold us back, they keep us small, and sometimes guilt trip us from evolving.
So today, we're taking and talking about the spiritual, emotional, and psychological work of releasing who you used to be so that you can step into God is calling you to become.
Mm-hmm. Let's just start with the basics. What do we mean when we say the old version of yourself?
Well, to me, is the version of me that existed before I started to heal, before I knew better, before I grew spiritually, mentally, and emotionally.
Exactly. And sometimes that old version isn't bad, okay? But she's just outdated.
It's like the phones with the systems. You need to update it.
Need to update it. And you've grown beyond her.
So let's talk about some examples of what that looks like. The version of you that tolerated what you don't tolerate anymore. That version of you that didn't have boundaries.
The one that reacted out of trauma. The one that didn't know her worth.
Hello. The one who said yes to everything. The one who lived in survival mode. Sometimes it's not emotional. It's habits.
Yeah.
It becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's the type of people you dated. That was me. Even the way you used to talk about yourself.
And let's be real. Some people in your life want that old version to come back or to never leave because it benefits them. Sometimes people want your life to, that old version to stay the same or never leave because it's beneficial to them.
Absolutely.
Letting go of old versions of yourself is not betrayal. It's transformation.
Yeah. So why is it so hard to let go? Well, let's see why is it so hard. Why do we cling to identities that we have outgrown?
Because it's familiar, it's comfortable. Even dysfunction can feel safe when you used to that dysfunction.
Remember we were talking the other day about how some people are addicted to drama? And when things are quiet and peaceful, they're not at peace.
They are not at peace.
Because they need to be in the middle of chaos.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. Like when you are learning out of dysfunctional patterns and people are like, wait a minute, you're not talking. You're not part of the chaos anymore.
And that's a part of the challenge of transformation. There are people who really care about you and they see you transforming and they're happy for you and praying for you. But then there are some other people, they see you transforming and they allow the enemy to work through them to set you back, to tear you down, and to make you question, should I do this or should I just be the person I've always been?
The other thing is sometimes when you're in unhealthy relationships, and I'm not talking romantic, even friendships or work or whatever, when somebody is unhealthy with you and they see you changing, it challenges their own insecurities and the fact that misery loves company, that they might lose the company they had once you grow out of that situation. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it hurts, at least you know that comfort can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Psychology has a term for this: neural entrenchment. Mm-hmm. Let me say that again: neural entrenchment. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's when your brain loves pattern, and even unhealthy ones, because they're efficient.
Right, because if this is what I know and this is predictable, I rather do what's predictable than what I don't know. And there's where the guilt comes, because you feel guilty about outgrowing people, outgrowing places and environments, and the shame voice says, why do I think I am to change? Who do I think I am?
Yeah.
What if people think I'm fake now because I'm different? I overcame that.
Yeah, I had to overcome that too.
What if I fail as the new me, and then I get called a hypocrite because now you were all doing so well, and look at you back in the mud. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by staying the version you've always been, that's not loyalty.
Right.
Okay, that's limitation.
Absolutely. 2 Corinthians 5:17 tells us, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone. The new is here.
God never asked us to stay who we used to be. So why do we resurrect versions of ourselves that he already delivered us from? Now that's a mouthful right there.
Right there. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Because that's part of the problem. It's like addiction. People get delivered, but because they knew how dysfunctional they were, they come back to the known cycles. Mm-hmm. Because trying something new can be scary. Mm-hmm. You knew that if you were high or drunk or whatever your addiction was, you know what's going to be the result. Mm-hmm. But now if you're doing something new, you don't know where it's going to end. Right. Even though it might be something great and positive, you're like, I don't know where this is going.
Right.
So before we move on, I want us to pause for a moment and take you a little bit deeper. Because letting go of all versions of yourself isn't just emotional or spiritual. It's biological. Mm-hmm. It's psychological. And it's theological. Mm-hmm. So let me break this down in a way that makes the process make way more sense.
All right. Did you know that our brain is wired to keep us the same? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Neuroscience says that our brain prefers the familiar, even if the familiar is painful.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is. Old habits get stored in the basal ganglia.
Basal. I think it is.
It all depends on
who's saying
what side of the country you come from. It'll be basal or basal. Okay? But it's the basal ganglia. Uh-huh. They become task brackets, meaning that our brain runs them automatically. Mm-hmm. This is why we react like the old us before we even think.
When you're trying to this is a good one. You know how when you're trying not to, you try to clean your language.
Yeah.
And you try to use other words
in its place.
In its place. Mm-hmm. But until your brain is trained to that, the one that comes to your head,
the original version,
is gonna always come
out. Ooh.
Right. Right.
Maybe that's why our baby said, Okay,
we can take that joke.
We got something to make you laugh. Yes, okay, we got something to make you laugh. All right. Being homeschool teachers, we spend a lot of time with the children, whether we in school or not, especially when they live in your home.
I mean, homeschool, the students never leave.
It's like, why am I still seeing you? Okay, but that's another podcast by itself. But if you
get heated,
certain words can, come out of your mouth as a reaction
or emphasizing something.
And the words are not good, right? So we dealing with a little one,
who's a parrot.
We thought that we could use substitutes,
right?
Yeah. Instead of saying, what the hell, we said what the hammer toes, or something like that. Our little man had to go to the doctor last week, and he asked, "Am I gonna get a shot?" Now they told him no, but when they brought the medicine into it, it was in a syringe, but orally. And when he sees a syringe, he automatically thinks shot. So when they come in with that, he said, "What the hammer toe?" And the nurse was like, "What did he say?" His mom explained. His grandma and his Mima and Mimi, they teach him in homeschool, so they use, alternative words.
But there's my favorite one. Because when you're trying to say, oh, something like, wow.
I say, Jimmy Crack Corn.
And the baby said,
Jimmy Crackhead.
I was like, why did you even hear the word crackhead?
Now, our number one goal is that, no negative words come out of our mouth, but, when you trying to back off and stuff.
We are still a work in progress.
Trying to be a good example to the kiddos. But yeah, I remember the first day I heard him say that something happened. I'm like, "Oh, Jimmy Crack Corn," and he said, "Jimmy Crackhead." Where you get crackhead from? You
don't even know what
nobody has even said that word around you, so. But yeah, he is a parrot. He repeats everything you say.
So back to the patterns.
Hey, changing your pattern.
Right.
We're still on point, changing our pattern.
Right.
And we can fall back into patterns even after growth.
Right.
Excuse me. We can change feelings exhausting our old identity literally has neurological grooves.
Yes. The other one is you feel dissonance when you change. Psychology calls this self-discrepancy. It's the gap between who you are, who you want to be, and who you think you should be. The gap creates emotional discomfort, sadness, guilt, and anxiety. You're not crazy. You're transitioning. And that takes time.
Yeah.
You did not become not even the old person in a day. That took a lot of time. Now, creating the new version of you is a process. It's a journey.
It's like when you have learned behavior.
Yep. Oh, that's exactly what it is.
And when you're changing, you have to relearn.
Right.
Positive behavior instead of the negative.
Absolutely.
And you got to learn all over again. And like you said, it's not gonna be instant.
No.
Okay? It's gonna take a minute because you're used to not thinking, saying certain things, and now you gotta think. So it's like, what do I say? But
or what do I do?
Or what do I do?
How
do I act?
Let's just put something crazy. Let's say there's, I'm just out of the blue, a man who would leave the job and go to happy hour every night before making it to his house. Now he's changing. He wants to get home, spend more time with his family and whatnot. For a while, when he gets in that car after work, he's going to think the route of the bar where he used to go for happy hour. And there's days where even though he values his family, he's going to think, man, I wish I was a happy hour. But he knows that's not the best thing for him. He has to train his thoughts, his patterns, take new routes, because maybe the route to his house passes by the place. So he might have to change his route or do something different, get some accountability to get to where he wants, which is to be a better father, a better husband, be at home with his family. But those are all habits.
But think about this. It's a grieving process too.
Absolutely. You're grieving your old self.
Yes.
And it's not grieving because that old self was better. It's grieving because it still was a part of you.
And it was comfortable.
And it was comfortable. It's like I remember telling somebody, even if you were in a bad marriage, you grieve that.
Yeah.
Because if you had a bad relationship, you did not start there in a bad place.
Yeah, it's like I want to marry you because I know we're going to have a bad relationship.
Right.
So come on, let's do this now.
Exactly.
No, that's not what you're going to do.
Right.
You go into it thinking, hoping, praying, and sometimes begging that it's a good relationship. It's going to stay this way.
Right.
We're going to grow from this. And then one day you realize, okay, when did it change?
You go to a job. You never go to a job thinking that things are going to sour. But that ends up being a bad job. It was abusive. They didn't give you chances, whatever. You're going to grieve that when you leave or when they fire you or when you get laid off,
walk away or
whatever. When you're not there anymore, you're going to grieve the people you like, sometimes the people you didn't even like, the routine of being there. It is when we miss something out of our lives, positive or negative, it was there. So it's not crazy that you may have sadness. Is part of the transition of getting into a new place in your life.
Think about a person who drank alcohol and they're trying to change their life. They want a better life.
Right.
But the times that they would usually be drinking the alcohol, they're doing something else.
No, yeah, they have to
change their way of thinking.
Right.
And you get headaches, anxiety, stress, can't sleep good, all this stuff because you're fighting against the norm.
Right.
And change is not always easy.
It's rarely easy.
It can be painful.
Right. I remember knowing somebody who had been a smoker for years and years and years. And patch didn't work, a whole bunch of because the connection in their mind was the cigarette in the hand. The doctor, I don't know if this is a gadget that exists out there, but they found it for her. Had a kind of an electric cigarette that was only inhaling water. There was no flavors or nothing. It was just water, and so that she could get first out through the withdrawal of the nicotine, and then slowly transitioning her from the habit of having something in her hands. That's how complex our brains can be when we're trying to change a habit, a way of thinking, a pattern in our life.
But also think about this. You used to having something in between your fingers. So now it's the pencil or the pen or the stylus. Something that still mimics that old way.
Yeah.
And
it takes a minute.
You have to go through different changes to get the way you need to be.
Right.
Okay, it's like you take 3 steps forward, you take 2 back, you take 1 forward, you take 2 back. It's like I'm back where I started.
But you're not.
But don't give up.
But you're not, and that's a lie. When we have a step back, and that's how we fall sometimes, because when we go a step back, I'm start where I started. No. Before you started, you had never even thought about the possibility of change. You had started giving steps to change. So yes, you're not on step 10. You made it until step 3. And then you went back to step 1, but now you already know how to get to step 3 because you already visited that. So you're not where you started because you're at step 1. You're not at 0, which was where you started before you really started. So that's the difference.
Look at Dr. Matos over here.
Oh no,
I feel like I just had therapy session. But everything that we're sharing with you, we're sharing it because we care about your mental well-being.
Absolutely.
Okay? And we're concerned with your mental unwell being. Okay? Let's talk about how the body grieves identity loss. We already hit on it. But just like you grieve a relationship, you grieve versions of yourself. I used to do this. I used to do the way we used to look. I used to be this size and I used to wear these clothes and you go
through your closet. I'm like, I used to wear this.
I did. I remember back then when I wore it. But those versions held memories, coping mechanisms, and dreams that no longer fit.
Just like the clothes.
That's true. That's true.
God calls you into a liminal space. Theologically, this means in between, like the wilderness. It's the neutral zone where the old is gone, but the new isn't fully stable yet. Like I said, it's a transitional place. Israel left Egypt immediately, but it took them 40 years to get Egypt out of their identity.
Girl, yes, I like that.
The wilderness is not punishment, it's the place of preparation.
Yes. You don't delete old versions.
No.
Okay? You redeem the story. And you grow from it.
Right.
You know, you share and let others know. Give them hope.
Right.
Okay? If this can if I can do it, you know, I'm giving you hope that you can do it too.
Exactly.
It is possible. Remember the person I used to be?
That's why peer sharing programs are so good, because that is, it's not the fact that I've been, well, it is the fact that I've been in your shoes. It is the fact that when you are trying to make a change, it looks so overwhelming. And you think, there is no way that I can get to the other side. But then you get in a peer share group and you realize 2 things. If that person who was in a worse place than I am did it, I can do this. The other thing is you have people in your circle who have gone through that path, and they will show you and help you get there, because you don't have to do that alone.
I have a perfect example. When mom died in 2016, I called Sharon because her mom had died years before. I called her and said, how am I going to get through this? Does it get better? You know what she told me?
No.
2 words. It gets manageable.
It gets.
Okay. That's the best advice she could have given me, because that's the hope that I clung to. Okay. I'll never stop missing my mom.
Oh, no.
Never stop loving my mom. Never stop wishing that she was still here with me. But when that keeps you from moving forward, when it paralyzes you, talk to Auntie Ann. This time last year, she was grieving the loss of her son, our cousin. Grieving a couple months, just burying him.
Yeah.
And then this year, she shared with me how much better she feels. And she's not feeling like she did last year. Doesn't mean she loves him less.
Oh, no.
Okay? This is the comfort that God gives us. This is that peace of mind that it doesn't make any sense. They're still gone. But it's how you see things now. See, her mind was clouded.
In the middle
year,
of grief, that makes
last
sense.
year, it's like, and you got to go through the first everything.
Yeah.
Without that person.
Yes.
The first everything. So that first year
is always very rough.
And for somebody to tell you, okay, let's say you have a loss of a loved one. No one can tell you how you're supposed to grieve or how long you should grieve. Okay, it's been 30 days. You ought to be over this by now. No. No. And that's why I said when it gets to the point you can't move forward, you cannot have a productive day. Think about the first year when a person tell you, you ought to be over this by now. Have you ever had a loss of someone that you cared about? I remember we were talking the other day. I lost grandma 2 weeks before my 40th birthday. 39 years and 50 weeks. It still wasn't long enough. And that's an adjustment.
Of course.
That is a big adjustment. So, narrative psychology says that we don't erase the old self. We reauthor it. You take the lessons, not the identity. You keep the wisdom, not the wound.
Absolutely. So bear in mind this, like we're saying, it's all about developing habits, and your new self requires practice. Neuroscience says new habits take, and this blew my mind because I thought it was only 21 days. But then I was doing research and I learned that new habits take anywhere from 18 to 254 days to become automatic.
That's almost a whole year.
Yes. Yes. That's about 9 months. So imagine if you've had a lifetime of a habit, a thought process, or whatever, you cannot expect in a week to be flying high. It doesn't work that way.
I remember when I changed a habit. I was one of those people that always said, yes, you needed help or whatever, you need me to do things, knowing that I already got 50 million things to do. And then I said, sure. So that's 50 million
and one.
But when I started learning my worth, and that I don't have to keep saying yes to people for them to like me. If they were going to like me, they're going to like me.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Okay? Instead of being that people pleaser.
Yep.
Who didn't want anyone mad at them. And I remember when I started making a change. And people were coming to me in the church. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? And what I started doing and saying was, I can't do it. But my prayer is that God will send you someone who can help you with that task.
I had a similar problem. I used to be the person who said yes to everything. And when I was going through my CR process, I was overwhelmed because at that time I was still married in an abusive relationship. I was doing CR. I had a full-time job, which was salary, not hourly, which means that I used to work like 55 hours a week. I had my mom to take care of. I had a whole bunch of things. And I was being invited to several events within the church, people trying to, welcome me into the family, but it was too much for me. And I was feeling so bad because I'm going to go because I said yes, but that means I'm going to be washing clothes at 2:00 in the morning. And my sponsor told me something that changed my life. It was a social event is never mandatory. You choose if somebody invites you to a party, you can or cannot go. Mm-hmm. But that is never mandatory. Mm-hmm. No social event is mandatory.
And even the company's Christmas party is not mandatory.
Baby, I worked for this company 18 years. I think I went to 2.
2 Christmas parties out of 18 years. Yes. So that's 16 that you did not go to.
Actually, probably I went to 4 because the last 2 that I went to were in the office. Mm-hmm. So it was like going from this desk downstairs to eat. Mm-hmm. But the ones that they did off, mm-hmm. Which off-site, which was probably the same the first 15 years, mm-hmm. I didn't go to a single one.
Mm-hmm. But you were still able to do your work, and you were.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. and had no problems with work. Yeah, and people will get mad, and everybody needs to get to this point. I don't care if they get mad anymore. We were just talking about somebody that probably has stopped talking to people because nobody attended. Oh, I can't say nobody attended because I wasn't there, so I don't know who attended or not. Mm-hmm. But people who have not attended to their social gathering, mm-hmm. they got mad. I have a family member mm-hmm. who stopped talking not only to me but to other family members because they didn't attend to a wedding. Now, in our defense, here's what happened. There was a date to the wedding, right? Mm-hmm. And we had RSVP, yes. Mm-hmm. We were going to the wedding. Mm-hmm. For reasons, that wedding was canceled mm-hmm. or postponed. So everybody who had taken vacation, because it was an out-of-state wedding, mm-hmm. everybody who had taken vacation and stuff either had to go back to work or no. Now, 3 weeks later, you call and say the wedding is next week. We can't mm-hmm. take off running and take away from work if we had to do hotels, mm-hmm.
You know what I would say?
What?
I'm so happy for you. Will you be here? No, I won't. I won't be able to come again.
That conversation happened, but the person was still upset. And that's okay. That's between them and God, because there's nothing I could have done. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. You need to also, when you're the host, you also need to realize what is it that you're trying to accomplish and what would you get mad. Mm-hmm. And this is my very personal view. If it's my wedding, mm-hmm. I need the groom and the person who's going to marry us. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I need that person is to make it legal. Because mm-hmm. otherwise we don't even need that person.
And you need your witness.
Again, for legal purposes. Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't for legal purposes, I wouldn't even need that. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is a joy to have. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is extra.
It's extra.
I would love to have you there. Mm-hmm. I will be happy to have you there. But if you don't show up, I had the groom. It was my wedding day. Mm-hmm. That's all I needed. If it's my birthday, and like I said, to each his own, maybe it's because I've gone through some things in my life. It's my birthday. I don't do birthday parties, and you know that. Mm-hmm. And it's not because of that happened. It's just that's not my thing. But if it's my birthday, me and the cake needed to be there. Everybody else,
the two important things.
It was me and the cake. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is optional. Mm-hmm. Even family.
Yeah.
You know,
of course, you want to share with your loved ones.
You invited them for a reason. Mm-hmm. You wanted them there. Mm-hmm. But if they can't come, or if they don't want to come, mm-hmm. it's okay. You don't have to guilt people because they don't attend your social events.
Right. Oh.
And there's a lot of that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, transformation is not an event. It's a repetition, alignment, and grace. And I'm going to repeat. It takes from 18 to 254 days
to become
automatic. Mm-hmm.
Learn something new every day.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening and you're thinking, why is this so hard? Because it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You're literally rewiring your brain.
Yes, ma'am.
Reshaping your story and partnering with God in sanctification. Who's mad about that?
Right.
Satan.
And who says sanctification is easy? That's going against your flesh.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
Yeah. So let's get back into this conversation. Mm-hmm. Identifying the version you need to release. Mm-hmm. So you need to see what is it that you need to get rid of. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's get practical. How do you know it's time to let an old version go?
Here's some signs. You feel drained pretending to be her. You shrink around certain people.
You're scared to show who you really are now.
You know, I'll tell you this, and I've told you that, you know, this is one of my first time in a friendship where I feel like I can be totally my absolutely naughty self. I cannot go back into that closet of being who I'm not. So the rest of the world has to deal with this version of my crazy self because I have found freedom in it. And
have I unleashed?
And credit where credit is due. You unleashed the final. I'm gonna give my first sponsor, Carrie.
Oh, sure.
The first part, because she was the one who challenged me in many times. Like, she would remember the conversation we had about your math, and I told you what's the worst that can happen. The test is not going to show up on your diploma.
Yeah. She
challenged me about many of my wrong thinking that way. Mm-hmm. So that started breaking things. Mm-hmm. And my love for her is bigger than a friendship. It's like a mom thing. Mm-hmm. But in a friendship, like sisters like you and I are, this, like I said, this, yes, you unleashed it, because I was always scared of being exactly who I was, say exactly what's in my head, because they would think I'm crazy. But I am, and I'm proud to be, and I don't care. And now anybody that comes into my life is that deals with this, because I am not going to coward and be who I'm not. Now I know how to behave in public, don't get me wrong, but I know how to behave in public. But I am not going to, shy away of who I am, what I think.
You're not going to go back into your shell.
No, I'm not going to be, the people pleaser, in the sense that I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, mm-hmm. not what you need to hear. Mm-hmm. You repeat old patterns, even though you've grown. Mm-hmm. And your spirit feels restless when you're around situations or people or thoughts, mm-hmm. that are part of your old self.
And even with our relationship, mm-hmm. there are some things that you will say or do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, you are not going to put yourself. It's like, I love you too much to let you go back there. Yeah. We were talking about things that God had delivered you from, mm-hmm. but things happen, anything.
That we were saying.
You're going back into it.
3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
I mean, that's a journey. Some heated conversation.
But it has gone both ways.
Okay. All right. Well, I was talking about you. I mean, if you got something you want to say about me, that's fine.
Oh, no, we've had it both ways.
No, but the thing mm-hmm. is like, I love you too much mm-hmm. to let you go back there. So it's like I have to grab you, mm-hmm. so to speak. Mm-hmm. And said, you delivered from that, mm-hmm. girl. Come on. Mm-hmm. We're going to keep going. Don't go back. Mm-hmm. And we have to do it for each other. So,
yeah.
If you have a yes friend.
That's not a friend.
That's not good.
And that's what I was saying. It goes both ways, because I know we are not the same people we were 8-9 years ago.
No.
We have both pushed each other to grow.
Yes.
And we have had to have tough conversations, you with me and me with you,
to understand each other,
and to say, do you think that's the right mm-hmm. way of thinking?
I don't care. That's how I feel. That has happened on numerous occasions.
Yeah, that's your favorite thing to say.
I'm still a work in progress.
We all are. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just so free about mine that I don't care. I just tell it.
Yeah. So ask yourself, which version of me am I keeping alive out of habit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or what version of me is God asking me to step into this new year?
Oh, we at 2026. Mm-hmm. When the old you and the new you start fighting, transition is happening.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit more about what you were talking before about the grief of letting go. Mm-hmm. And we don't talk about this enough because, like we were saying earlier, letting go comes with grief.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, because you're releasing a coping mechanism, mm-hmm. an identity that kept you safe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you thought.
Yeah, mm-hmm. We thought. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A dream that belonged to that old version.
Oh, yeah.
A personality you no longer need.
And grief doesn't mean you regret growing. It means you cared. That's what it means.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because grief is the loss of something that is valuable to you. Mm-hmm. A loved one, mm-hmm. matters to you. Mm-hmm. And Isaiah 43:18-19 says, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Mm-hmm. God makes things new, but you have to make space for those new things.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So how we step on in to the updated version of ourselves.
Here's some ways to intentionally step into the new me, mm-hmm. and you. Change your self-talk.
That is so big. I have gotten a lot better.
She has. I promise you. We're like, good 80%.
Ooh, you gave me more than I thought you would.
I was going to say 65, but
that's still more than I thought you would give me.
But seriously, when we first came together, and I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She has grown. Yeah. I know I've grown. But yes, so, in that area, mm-hmm. self-talk, mm-hmm. she has grown so much because mm-hmm. her self-talk now is more positive than negative.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I'm looking at her going, what?
Mm-hmm. Update your boundaries.
Yes.
Oh, boundaries are so important. Mm-hmm. So important.
Mm-hmm. Stop entertaining people who only know the old you.
I know.
Build habits that match who you're becoming.
Yes.
Okay, look. I'm just going to put it out there, okay? Let's say you're an alcoholic. Mm-hmm. An alcoholic should not be working in the package store.
No.
You heard about that drunk raccoon the other day?
I did.
Raccoon broke into a liquor store, knocked some
cans,
bottles over, and it was all over the floor. And
he licked it.
He drank it, and they found him passed out in the bathroom. True story. Look it up. But if you know you're trying to change your life from alcohol, mm-hmm. think about all those friends that you hung around. They drank too.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be that drastic. If you're trying to, we were talking earlier about language, how you talk, and not the self-talk, but about certain words. Mm-hmm. You're trying to clean up your mm-hmm. language. Mm-hmm. You can be around the people who speak like sailors.
Yeah.
Because that's not...
Look, mm-hmm. I've been married 41 years. Thank you, Lord. It's all because of you. But my husband is a veteran Marine. Mm-hmm. Marines are known for being tough. Leathernecks, the fighters, the cursers, the brutal ones.
He's not a cursor, actually.
He's not
I've never
a
heard
cursor.
Him. Never heard him say
My
a word.
husband is not a cursor. And if he does say a word, I'm like, what's going on?
In 9 years, I've never heard one.
Never.
And I'll tell you this. And if he hears anybody in the house...
Hey, watch your
language.
Hey, watch your language.
Anybody who's coming close to a word, hey, watch your language. Mm-hmm. So, and that's good. That's kind of accountability. But whatever your habit is, mm-hmm. or whatever that new life is, mm-hmm. Especially if you're trying to, some people are like, well, I'll stay with the old crowd so that I can witness to them. unless God specifically told you that that's your job, maybe that's not your job. Sometimes people assign other people, and especially if you're starting the process, you are not strong enough for that.
Enough to resist the temptation you're trying to separate.
So you need to get with people that are stronger, that are more solid, that don't have those habits, so that you can learn the new habits.
And
then you find what your assignment is.
From those 18 to 254 days, and you know, hey, doing good, then you may be able to go back. And I remember when you did this and when you said that and when we...
You know what? You might not even have to go back, because anybody in that group that sees you might come and say, tell me how you did it.
That'll be good.
And God, like I said, if God assigns you one of those people, he will tell you. Yes. Don't think that... He will let you know. Yeah, don't take it that on your own. Let God reshape your identity.
Yes.
And evolve without apology.
Without apology.
You don't have to be sorry for changing.
I'm sorry for changing. Really? No. I'm sorry for trying to make my life better.
Right.
Really?
And stop explaining your growth to people committed to misunderstand you. And you know who those people are.
Yes, you do.
You try to explain to them what you're doing, and they're not even misunderstanding you. Right. You know what they're trying to do.
Right. Right. Amen. All that. Yes. Okay.
So let's give ourselves some affirmations.
Yes.
To help us with this process.
Yes. I release the version of me that no longer serves my growth.
Yes. I honor who I was, but I embrace who I'm becoming.
I'm allowed to change, evolve, and expand.
I step boldly into the identity God has for me.
My growth is not up for debate.
I love that.
Yes. It is not up for debate. It's not negotiable.
Right.
No.
So, as we always say, you don't have to do this alone. Sometimes we all need help. So let's talk about some of those things that can help you.
If today's episode brought up emotions or made you realize you're carrying something heavy, please know there's help available. I need to remind the audience to follow us on all social media platforms, the majority of them, and we are at the Rising Muse on all the platforms, and challenge them to help us get to 1,000 followers on YouTube.
Yes. Challenge all your friends to help us get to 1,000 followers on YouTube.
Please do. We're not fancy. We're down to earth. We're just two girls that we're concerned about your mental well-being. Because your mental health can be negative or it can be positive.
Absolutely. Remember that if you're experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 988. But if it's a loved one who's experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 911 or take them to the nearest emergency room.
Yes. And if you think you're in a domestic violence relationship and need to talk or some assistance, you can dial 800-799-7233 or text 887-888. Make sure that you're safe when you're making these outreach requests.
Before we go, I also want to make sure that people understand that if you are struggling with those changes, like I mentioned before, we should go look for a peer share group. A peer share group is people who is like a support group, and they meet around whatever the issue is. Obviously, we did peer share group because that's basically what Celebrate Recovery is. Each Celebrate Recovery is different. You did grief share.
Yes, I did.
And they also are peer share groups, right?
Yes.
Um, they are like all the anonymous, like the AAs and NAs and Gambling Anonymous, Al-Anon, and all those things. Those are peer share groups. And the good thing about those things is, like I was saying before, you are going to be in a place with people that are exactly what you are, but also people who are way ahead of you. And those are going to be the people that are going to help you get to where you want to be. Now, some people think, oh my God, but I'm a Christian and I don't feel good about going to a secular peer share group because they don't come have my values. And that's why I bring back Celebrate Recovery. And you can go to celebraterecovery.com. I'm not sponsoring them. They're not sponsoring us, but it's a program that we believe in because we've been in it.
They helped save my life.
Yes, okay. And mine too. So they get my sponsorship for free. They did. You can go to celebraterecovery.com and put your zip code, and it would tell you exactly where's the closest one to you. It is Bible based. It's Christian. It works almost like AA, but it's not just for drugs or alcohol or addictions. It's for depression, anxiety, divorce, anger, any habit, hang up, yes, that you have. If you're dealing with divorce, if you're dealing with grief, all those things can be worked through one of those peer share group programs. I get tangled.
And I know, I don't have to think about it. I know for a fact that CR Celebrate Recovery helped me to get to the point where 2 years later, I enrolled in college at the age of 54. I truly believe if I had not gone to CR, I would not have gone back to college at the age of 54 from the age of 17 when I started.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell for me, I received so much healing of my own life and, childhood issues and marriage issues and all those issues. But also, and the way I was able to develop a stronger relationship with God because I was healing in the Lord. And one of the things that I learned in CR and was when we started talking and had our very first episode, it was that they also embraced the fact that there is nothing wrong with mental health counseling, that there is nothing wrong with mental health treatment.
Nothing.
And again, these are hosted by churches. So it's in the church. It's a Christian program. And they have resources at their when they meet, that if the person needs some more help, additional to the peer share group that requires therapy, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, they can make the recommendations. I haven't been working with them in a while, but when I left, there was a program that if the person who needed assistance was afraid to go by themselves, somebody would accompany them to the appointment and help them set up the appointment. Again, it's been a while since I've been working with them. I know during COVID they had online meetings. I don't know if those still exist now that we're post COVID, but it's worth checking. If you have identified something that you think, look, I'm finally giving my life to the Lord, or I've given my life to the Lord for many years and I haven't seen changes. And it's not because the Lord is not willing to help me. It's because I haven't given my first steps. Let's first sit down and see what are the issues. Right. Let's get real with what they are. Right. Identify them. After that, okay, how are we going to work this? If you can come up with a plan, try it. But usually, if somebody can help you who has seen the plan because they have walked through it with you, it's a lot easier. And that will be the counselor or your sponsor or your leader of your peer share group. So don't do this alone. Get in the word, pray, devotionals, fine, but you do not have to do this alone.
Right.
And we'll be here every step of the way.
Because we care.
Well, thank you for hanging out with us today. Letting go of the old versions of yourself is not easy,
Nope.
but it's holy work.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Growth doesn't require perfection, just willingness.
And that's a big one. Because sometimes when we're looking for change, we think we're going to be perfect with a halo and wings in a minute. And like an old friend of mine used to say, my halo's still crooked. Mm-hmm. So, no. Make sure that you subscribe to never miss an episode. And until next time, don't forget to thrive. Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.